Hello my friends, welcome back to the channel. While I'm in the basement today, I have been recovering down here for 2 weeks, and our basement is kind of set up like an extra little apartment. We have a room, we have downstairs with the TV, we have a little kitchenette. So it's quite comfortable to be down here. Actually, we come down here quite a bit. So it's been nice to recover somewhere where it was cozy. I have my show here, The Marvelous Miss Maisel. If you haven't seen it, Amazon, you got to watch it. It's really good. And, my puppies can be down here. So this is what brings me to want to share my top 5 tips on how to make it through your first week after VSG, because I did a lot of planning beforehand and I really think that it helped me and it helped who was caring for me. So these are some tips that can either be used for someone that is taking care of you, or if you're having to just take care of yourself through the process. Regardless, I think that these will be very helpful. All right, guys, so let's just do a countdown. We'll make our way to 1, and then I'll throw in some little extra bonuses for you at the end of the video. Number 5, that would be make your area comfy. Get your area ready the night before, 2 nights before, whatever you can do, but get it ready beforehand. And what I mean by your area is when you come home, you're walking through that door, you're not thinking, okay, let me make up my bed, let me get all my cute little pillows, let me get my favorite blanket. You're not thinking that. All you're thinking is, I want to get into bed. So making your spot super comfy the night before, getting all of your pillows. If your bed is high, like mine is high, I had the stool ready for me right by my bed. You're gonna need your breathing machine next to you. You're gonna need protein. You're gonna need water, your medications. So making sure you have a little nightstand or a table. You will be in that area from 1 to 3 days, depending on how quick and easy you bounce back. But for me, I was in my little cozy corner for about 2 to 3 days. I didn't want to eat. I didn't want to drink. All I wanted to do was sleep. And because of that, I had a mountain of pillows around me to make me comfortable. So I actually had 2 spots ready. I had the bedroom ready, and I also had a little spot in the seating area that you see behind me. So I can sit out here and hang out with my husband and my dogs and be cozy. So there's a little lounger, chase lounge back there that I just laid on. When I felt the need that I needed to sit up, I would sit on the couch. I had a little table next to me, and then on that table was my medications, my little breather machine. I had a thermometer just in case I got a fever, because that's pretty common after surgery. I checked my blood pressure every morning because I was one that was on blood pressure medication. So I wanted to make sure that that was staying in a good range. So I had that by me. Also, I have blood sugar issues, so I wanted to make sure that my glucose was staying good. I had my glucose monitor by me. Everything that I needed was right there by me all the time. If I moved from that area, I made sure to just take my little tray and go over into the bedroom. So keeping things that you're gonna need very close by, keeping that area nice and cozy, your favorite blankets, your pillows. You just want to take the thought process out of it once you walk through that door and you're in some pain and you're very tired. Now let's go to number 4. This is something I also put together prior to getting surgery. I made a list. Luckily, I was able to get a list of the medications beforehand that my doctor was going to need me to take. So when I met on my pre-op, she wrote down all of the medications I would need. She also wrote down all of the vitamins that I'd need to have at some point throughout my recovery. So I made a medication list, and I will insert that here. Now you can go to Canva. It's a free website. You can make your own spreadsheets. You can make your own documents, you can make your own checklists. I highly recommend making something, or if you just know Excel or Word or whatever you have, you can make a little document that has a list of all of your medications and when those are scheduled to start. On top of that medication list, I would also create a schedule, and I will insert the one that I used to show you how I did that. And that was also created on Canva. I also put my goal. So how much water I was gonna need, how much protein I was gonna need, and how many carbs. So that was super helpful when I was just a bit and tired and sleeping. He would still be getting this stuff ready and have a guideline and know what I need to have. All right, number 3. Right, the drive home. My tip for you driving home is, depending on what kind of car you have, you might want to bring a little step stool. I have a taller vehicle and we brought a step stool because it's a struggle bus for me to get in there as it is. And when you get into the car, you feel some weird discomfort. So I would say if your car is high, to just bring a little step stool. Also, bringing a pillow for the drive home. So I brought a little pillow to just place on my belly and keep it still while my husband drove. And it was great. It really buffered the movement. And actually, I fell asleep on the way home. So, you know, everyone is different when they get in that car. The car ride can either be extremely painful or it could just be fine and you fall asleep, you know? So you never really know, but preparing for that is important. I would at least bring a pillow and put that right in the car the day before surgery so you do not forget it. And also making sure you have a little barf bag. Make sure you have a little barf bag handy. I mean, I didn't use mine, but I'm really glad that I had it just in case. Number 2, my friends. Number 2, super, super, super important. I would say this and number 1 were the same for me, like paying attention to these 2 things. The number 2 would be compression. I do suggest 2, but it's not necessary. For me, I kind of realized what felt good for walking around did not necessarily feel good sleeping in. So that's why I switched over to 2 different kinds. So the first one I got is just like a little band that Velcros. Now that, and I wish I had it to show you, but that felt really, really good walking around in. I felt supported when I had to go to the bathroom, when sitting down, getting up. It was a lifesaver. So something tight fitted, Velcro-y, great for walking around and going to the bathroom when you have to get up and down. But for sleeping, it was not comfortable. I felt supported, but it kept me up more than anything. So I just switched over to shapewear to sleep in, and whoa, was that amazing. I still felt supported, but I wasn't restricted like with the Velcro. So I was able to move around easier. Also getting up and out of bed, that was no problem with the shapewear. But I would just suggest something like this, like just like a little stretchiness to just kind of put on. Let's talk number 1. And I know that we all can agree that this is a pain in the butt. How to avoid constipation or get on top of it. So this is literally a pain in the butt because, I mean, it's hard. It is extremely hard when you are not eating enough to keep things flowing. You're trying to get your hydration up. I mean, so many things contribute to this. Pain medication contributes to it. As soon as you get home, start with that stool softener and follow those instructions. I believe it's 3 times a day that you would need it. Do it 3 times a day. Work it in. You do want to get a handle on that because the constipation lasts for a while. There's just nothing in your system to push through and everything just kind of halts. I was not worried, but I was a little irritated that it was like, come on, when is this going to happen? Walking around also really helps to just kind of keep things going, get that digestion to do its thing. Also, guys, the Smooth Move tea is no joke. Like, this is really, really good. Now, I don't really like the flavor of this tea. To me, it's like licorice, which I just don't like black licorice. I know maybe some of you do, but it's just not my favorite. It is not my favorite. So this has licorice root, fennel, orange, cinnamon, coriander, ginger, orange peel. And it's just not good. It doesn't taste good. So what I was doing was heating up my Premier Protein and chocolate and I would add a tea bag to this in the morning. And that's how I would start my morning. And no joke, it worked. It really helped get things going. I would really, really suggest, I mean, if you can tolerate this on its own, then kudos to you. But, you know, heat this guy up. I mean, this is like cocoa. And then you add a little bit of this, that licorice flavor, kind of, it's still there, but it doesn't taste bad. And that's coming from someone who does not like black licorice at all. Also, as soon as my tummy, I think it was like day 4 or day 5, where my tummy stopped doing those little spasm things, I felt like I could probably incorporate my calm drink back in. And I did definitely do that. Since I've been back on the calm drink, I have had consistently really normal bowel movements. So that has been very, very helpful. I did try Metamucil before I tried the Smooth Move tea, and I didn't feel like that was helping me at all. That's why I ended up just going back to the tea and saying, okay, what can I do to make it taste better? Because I know it has to work. It's just not delicious to me. And just staying active, walk around. What I was doing, if I didn't want to walk around, that got kind of boring, I would start vacuuming. And to me, that helped me. I would vacuum. I mean, our floors looked spotless because I was just vacuuming every single day, like 3 times a day, just to do something other than walking laps around my house. So yeah, that's another little tip. So that is my final 5, but I do want to throw in some little bonuses here for hydration, because hydration is just a pain in the butt when we're really trying to regulate everything. We're trying to get our protein in, we're trying to get our beverages in. For those of you that have to get carbs like me, you're trying to get your carbs in. So there's quite a few things you're trying to regulate. But for the first 3 days, like if you just got surgery and you are trying to meet these goals already, I will say that's going to be extremely, extremely hard. But what really saved my tuchus was the protein waters by Premier Protein. Protein waters, the first 3 days, really, really helpful. Second would be the coconut water. Oh, and that's another thing I forgot to mention, is to get your constipation remedied. The green drink that I've been sharing on my other videos, it's the Motivate Greens. That helps very much so. So I tried the coconut water, and then I also did my greens drink, that Motivate one. And those really did help those first 3 days. Another tip for getting carbs and protein in was baby food. I did baby sweet potatoes, and I poured in a little bit of caramel protein shake. Oh my goodness, like I would have it right now. It was so good. But the key is to really make sure you thin out the baby food with the protein shake. It really did help me those 3 days. I would literally just mix in baby food and protein, and I got everything that I needed there. And it gave me just a little bit more energy as the days went by. So don't be afraid to pick up some baby food on that. So just experimenting and thinning out with a protein is super helpful. Another tip is the multivitamin that I got, the liquid one from Mary Ruth. It's Mary Ruth's multivitamin, and I got that on Amazon, and I wasn't sure if I was gonna like it, so I got the smaller bottle. Well, I just ordered the bigger bottle because it is really good. And it's a little on the sweet side, but what I end up doing is either putting a little bit of protein water in it or a little bit of water, or I mix it in with a yogurt, and it's fine. So little tip, if you are taking chewables and you don't like them, or you haven't tried the liquid vitamin, maybe you want to try that. So there you go, guys. Those were a couple of tips that I found to be helpful as I'm wrapping up week 2. I really started to notice the things that helped me get through those first 3 days. But what I can say is being prepared will definitely help you. So be prepared in advance, get your stuff all set up. And if you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the comment section. If you want another video like this, let me know. I can do another kind of tips and tricks video for you guys. But that is all I have for today. I will see you in the next video, my friends. Bye-bye.